countdown in just a few seconds. Let's get freaking ready into this. Hold on. Alrighty. And yes, guys, the headphones are gonna look weird because due to these headphones, they make sure that like it don't hurt your ears or whatever. And the reason why I'm using these is so Twitch can hear me. That's the only way Twitch can hear me. Alrighty. So we are talking about something different today on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch also. So today it's something that I wanted to talk about, and welcome in everyone who is joining over to Facebook and YouTube and over to Twitch also. So what we're going to do basically is talk about this new virus outbreak that could actually be horrible, in my opinion. A virus, yes, sir. So this new virus, so I don't know, a lot of people may not talk about this a lot right now, but later on in the future, people will talk about this every single day, probably. It's been going on in news, ABC 13 News, Fox News, wherever you're at. It's literally breaking out like crazy. You can see, check my thumbnail. That's the same exact thumbnail that they've been using. Let's see. It is called hantavirus. I call it hantavirus. Other people say hantavirus. It's just the weird saying of it. So it is hantavirus versus corona. Okay. So it's hantai versus corona. What that means is basically saying that back then, does everyone remember the old pandemic, what we had back then in 2020, and it lasted for a long time? What, I can't get on my account? What do you mean? But like I said, this is going to be horrible. I mean, there was on a ship or whatever, on a cruise ship, and a lot of people were affected through this. And so I would say this, on the other hand, that this virus will kick in a lot. It will kick in. Now, it's nowhere in the United States right now at the moment, at least we don't think. Excuse me. But so far, if I check on a map, it's in South Africa, and apparently it's in Europe also. So apparently, people were on a cruise ship, they got tested, and some people went to the hospital, and some people just want to go home. It's horrible how they let these people just go home, even though they're sick. Because honestly, I mean, there were doctors, they actually came in. The doctors got onto different boats, and it came over to the other ship or whatever, and actually doctors got sick from this virus, so which is actually horrible. So on the other hand, it's called a hantavirus, a hantavirus, however you want to say it. I just call it hantavirus. So if you talk about the hantavirus, a lot of people may say, will it be another pandemic? Will it be another lockdown? On the other hand, in my opinion, I can't say yes or no. That's a lot of people saying that it's going to be worse than corona. And yes, I can't say the full word because the way the channel is and the Facebook is and Twitch is. I would say the hantavirus is going to probably be more deadlier than the corona, I would say, which is not good, obviously. But on the other hand, if you actually check a look at this, that this virus, a lot of people are actually playing around with this virus. People at my school, people in my household, they're even making fun of this virus and saying it's just going to be like the flu, a cold, or whatever. But if you actually look at this virus, it is starting kind of the same thing, but just on a cruise ship. It is starting exactly the same thing as literally COVID-19, I could say. I could probably say that, but that's fine. But on the other hand, in my opinion, I would kind of say that the antivirus is probably going to be really deadlier than COVID for sure. Where can you see it? So if you go on Google or something like that, just all you got to look up is just look up hantavirus. So you got to look up HANTA and virus. So it's kind of like Hunta. I've heard a lot of people say Hunta virus, but it's actually hantavirus, or however you want to call it. It's a weird saying. They named it. This I would call it a disease, basically, or sickness, whatever, virus. But they named it after a lake or whatever, or something like that. It's always been here, but there's something different going on with it. Um, Apparently, what's going on with it, that the fact is that it's transferring to humans. Someone said, have never heard of it. So a lot of people probably never have heard of it. It started back in 1951 during the war, and a lot of troopers actually got this virus uh, through the rats and stuff and all that. But for some reason, while they're on this cruise ship, for some reason, people are getting sick left and right. And so there was this woman who actually came onto the ship already sick from it, and she actually spreaded it everywhere. And so they looked at it and it was like, wait a minute, she had the same thing exactly what this rat had. And so these rats actually carry so much bad disease, people don't even understand this. In my class in landscaping, we actually got some rats in the class sometimes, and our teacher will usually pick it up. If you ever see a rat, do not pick it up whatsoever at this time. Never even pick up a rat because they always carry diseases. Um, so apparently, as Google and the news is saying, if a rat bites you, so the rat urinates on you or spits on you or just whatever, the fact is you can actually, it was, I would kind of say, me and my friends were talking, it's kind of like a zombie apocalypse basically, but it's not actually like that. It's basically, it's not humans, and humans honestly, all what it is just, you know, just is transferring. So if we check on here, um so a lot of people say, what is this virus? And so, I mean, I would say its global risk is very low. And we were talking about this in class today also. A lot of people think it's going to spread to the public. What someone will say, it has a strain that can spread person to person. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it spreads to person. All I've been doing is just doing researching. I've been researching for days now on this. Um, so which is not good whatsoever. But I heard someone was telling me, they were saying, this woman on TikTok, she was telling me that probably about around 2 to 3 weeks now it could be in America. So I don't know. And the reason why I'm talking about this now is because it's everywhere, and I wanted to get on top of it as fast as possible if I can. So it started on a cruise ship. That's all we know of, and apparently it apparently, how should I put this? Apparently someone has actually got off that cruise ship, and now it's in South Africa and also Europe, apparently. But all I know is it's in South Africa. So is this virus worse than COVID? In my opinion, I would kind of say later on it probably will be. So I don't know. Which actually, this is not good because we have even some of our. Um, I don't think Trump has ever talked about it yet, but there was a doctor who actually came onto that cruise ship and try to see what's going on, tested him, see if it was COVID, see if it was the flu. And the fact is that doctor, even a doctor who was wearing a mask, even got sick from it too. Obviously, masks don't really stop anything, but this virus is definitely going to spread like freaking crazy. That's all I know. And Facebook, let me show y'all also. It was exactly that same cruise ship where it first started, where that woman got on that cruise ship, and it's also on the news too. If y'all want to go watch it, it's on YouTube and stuff. Just look up hentai virus, and there's different ways you can say. I call it hentai virus. That's all. Plus the lady who left the cruise ship and went to German airport and ended up dying, I believe. Yeah. So a lot of people were saying that about that woman. So there was an old man or whatever who actually escaped that ship and actually ran away, and they were trying to catch him because he was actually just ran away and just spreading it. Because, for example, if someone has the flu and they're just running around in front of millions of people or thousands of people, obviously you're going to get sick no matter what. But one of my friends said, "But what happens if one of these people who have this virus spits on you or bites you?" That sounds funny, but also it sounds horrible. In my opinion, you're going to get it no matter what. It doesn't matter. It's like any other sickness. Like, right? If you have the flu and someone, like, for example, if a child comes up to you and has the flu and like just bites you or just whatever, you're gonna get that flu. So this is kind of different because a lot of people are thinking this is a joke. Now, in my opinion, do I think this virus is gonna spread through the whole world? The answer is yes. I actually think that maybe I think it will spread, but do I think it will be huge as everyone think it will? I don't think so. In my opinion, I don't think so. But I can't say yes or no. That's just my opinion. It could. It actually could be. I just don't think so. My opinion. But a lot of people will say, but it's fake. They're just making this stuff up. They're planning it. It's all staged. It's not staged. It's really not. I mean, when COVID was around, was that staged? Absolutely not. I had 8 freaking times, and dude, I'm gonna tell you what. Did it affect me? Well, yes, it did. But at the same time, it really didn't. Because what I mean, it kind of felt like I had a cold. That's about it. I literally felt like I just had a cold when I had it. Now, this antivirus thing, if I got it, would it affect me? 1000%, and I would probably end up dying from it. Because this virus, a lot of people are not gonna survive from this for sure. But if you want to, I would keep on going live doing it during this weekend. I will probably now this weekend if I hear any more updates enough, if I feel like everything's getting worse, right? If I feel like there's more people dying, there's more people catching it, more people infected, then I will just I would do nothing but live stream on on this. Um, but that's about it. Um, Now I'm not trying to get no views and stuff from for doing this. I'm just doing this because I want to catch on to it as much as possible. Because back then when we had the pandemic, my first very pandemic, I believe, that was horrible, and I actually caught on to it a month later, and I posted videos on Facebook about it and explaining. And then later on, 2 months, it's been like 3 months I was doing that, and then I ended up caught it, and I went live and told everyone my symptoms, and people just thought I had a cold. So, which I felt like I had a cold. I had it. Had it 8 freaking times. But this new virus or whatever, I don't know. It's very strange. I'll say very strange. All right. So let's go. I think it's time to do the video now and see exactly uh what this says. All right. Let's hear it.
Welcome to the Global News podcast from the BBC. I'm Celia Hatton, and today I'm joined by our health reporter, Jim Reed. Jim, we're all waiting to learn the fate of 150 people who are trapped, for lack of a better word, on board a cruise ship that's been hit by an outbreak of the deadly hantavirus. Can you take us through the basics of the story?
So this cruise ship started, it left port in southern Argentina on the 1st of April, so about 6 weeks ago. And the first sign something was wrong was about a week and a bit later. So April the 11th, a Dutch man on board very sadly lost his life. The cruise continued. It reached St. Helena, the island, on the 24th, so about a week or so later. And the man's body was taken off along with the man's wife, who was then due to be flown over to South Africa. And when she was on that flight, it looks like she fell ill on the flight itself. So suddenly you had 2 potential cases. And around that time, this is the 27th of April, so a week and a bit ago now, another British man, in this case, on the ship itself also fell very sick. So now you suddenly have three cases, and the people on board, the cruise company, the health authorities are starting to look at this and think that something might be up. Another Swiss passenger who'd got off the cruise partway through was taken to Switzerland. Again, now we know that he is tested positive for hantavirus as well. The ship then sailed up and then was essentially, as you say, sort of trapped outside Cape Verde in the northern part. We're getting up to the northern part of the Atlantic now, where again, some passengers who were suspected to be falling ill with symptoms have just been this morning taken off the boat and are going to be taken into isolation and cared for. So you now have what looks like an outbreak of this very, very rare virus on this one cruise ship itself.
I mean, some people are calling it the cruise from hell, aren't they? I want to get into the details of what's happening on board.
So yeah, that is the nickname for the cruise of hell. Because this cruise is, I wouldn't kind of say it's big, but it is a cruise of full of like 140 people. So obviously, that's a lot of people. So if there's like 140 people, imagine how freaking horrible that is. Imagine actually going to a room and seeing someone like just dead from this virus, and then you end up catching it. Excuse me. When are you going live? Are you talking about Fortnite and stuff? I don't know when I'm gonna stream Fortnite again. I don't know, but right now I'm just gonna keep on streaming this. This weekend we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna continue to focus on this virus because this is what I need to do at this moment. Carlos, welcome in. How are you freaking doing? All right, let's get back to it.
Cruise. But first, this might be the first time that some people are hearing about the hantavirus. Can you tell us more about it?
It's a fascinating virus. It's actually not just one virus, but a family of viruses. It was first discovered, for want of a better word, in the late 1980s by a team in South Korea. That's why it's named after the Hantan River in South Korea. There you had a situation where it looked...
See, the Hantai River. That's exactly where they picked it up from. Now, I knew about this virus. I already knew about it, but I didn't think it would come back. So, has everyone heard about the Black Plague or whatever you want to call it? About that virus a long time ago, where that virus was actually freaking horrible? This is not like it, but if it continues to spread on, it's gonna definitely be worse than COVID for 1000%. In my opinion, if it gets to America, then that's a wrap. In my opinion. Even the news is even saying it. If it hits to America, that's a wrap. It's just done for. What I mean by that, it means that because if it's in South America, or I mean South Africa, the fact is if it's already there, then God, who knows where it's gonna go, where it's gonna land next? Because I'm sure people on that ship. I'm pretty sure someone was in America and other, different countries too. So let's get back to it.
A variant, a strain of this virus was being spread by field mice, because normally we're talking about this being a rodent-borne disease, and this is not particularly pleasant. But what happens is the rodent droppings dry, the urine dries, and then forms a dust, which then blows up into the air and can be inhaled by humans, for example. Not particularly a nice thought, I know. At the same time, there is some evidence that you can contract it, perhaps from rodent bites, from other contact with mice and rats and so on. So that's how it's...
So it kind of seems like, and my friends, they believe it's kind of like a zombie thing that's going on. Now, me as a Christian, do I believe in like zombies and stuff? In my opinion, God, who even knows at this point? Who knows, right? Who knows? I want to go off subject real quick. It's because there's different viruses that could go on. You see how people are getting sick and then it like controls their freaking mind. So who knows? If you believe in zombies, DM me and tell me. But on the other hand, if you do believe in zombies, I understand it's from a movie and stuff. But my friends believe it's like a zombie rat thing. That's what they call it. They call it zombie rat because the rats are literally like bit someone and they got it. So and someone told me today, they was like, what happens if a human bites this person? I've already explained it. Even if you go near the person, I'm sure you'll get sick. So yeah, it's gonna be a COVID/flu thing, but much worse. So.
Spread. We had a situation very famously last year. Gene Hackman and Gene Hackman's wife Betsy died, it turned out afterwards, through hantavirus. And again, they had a mice infestation at their ranch in New Mexico. So that's how lots of people might know about it. It does come, like I say, in different variants or strains. And the one they've detected here is what's called the Andes variant. And that's important because it's the only type of hantavirus that we know about for sure that it looks like can be transmitted between humans rather than necessarily through rodent droppings.
Exactly right there. See, rodent droppings. What that means is like spit, urine, and all that stuff. But apparently now it's going back and forth. The first person who got it, obviously the doctors, they was like, okay, you got this from a rat. It's rather you're gonna live from this or you're just gonna die from it. That's really about it because it's hard to survive this virus thing. But on the other hand, about this, I would kind of say that for me, on the other hand, the thing what gets me and what kind of scares me a whole lot and should scare a lot of people, is that it's not rather just I'm not trying to make this like a saying of a big deal, but it is a big deal if you actually think about it. I'm just trying to make sure my words aren't as big as people. I'm not trying to, because a lot of people think trying to get views from this. I'm just trying to talk to people because a lot of people don't know about this virus, what's going on. My dad didn't, my mom didn't, my sister didn't, no one didn't. And I just want to warn everyone, if you don't feel safe, wear a mask, take vitamins, and continue to be safe about this virus thing, because you don't know. If you live in America, the fact is you probably only got 2 weeks left until it actually comes to America. In my opinion, I think it will come, but it is spreading like freaking like ashes. That's all I'm gonna say. It is spreading left and right, and it just continues to go on and on and on. And a lot of people think it's just a joke. Same with COVID. They're like, oh, it's just a flu. We'll be fine until it locked down. When we went on lockdown, we couldn't leave our homes, nothing like that. That's what I'm saying. This exactly with this virus, it could happen. Cross your fingers, it's not. But hey, if it happens, it happens. We're just gonna have to deal with it at this point. So.
The WHO and other health authorities say, look, that is very, very unusual. But I think the main suggestion at the moment is, rather than something that was contracted on the ship itself, it seems, from speaking to scientists, more likely but not certain that there was some environmental factor either in Argentina or at one of the stops on the way where people may have come into contact with rodent droppings and picked it up that way, and then perhaps spread it on the ship itself to other passengers. Again, this is a hypothesis at the moment, and this is exactly the kind of thing that the health authorities are looking into. The WHO.
Yeah, see, just exactly like that. It's about the health. They're always talking about how it's going to affect old people first. They always talk about that. And in my opinion, the reason, like I said, the reason why I am explaining this and why I'm on live, because no one even knows about this virus, what's going on. I'm the only one who found out. I was the first person in my school today, and I was telling others about the virus, what's going on. It was like I'm preaching about the virus. Like I said, it's called the hentai virus, and it started on a freaking cruise ship. And apparently the people, whatever, the doctors got sick also, and they just let them go. Some people went to the hospital from it, IC, or how, whatever you want to call it. They went there, and also they even transferred people back to their hometowns and their countries and stuff. So obviously it is going to spread now. So that's just great, apparently, right? That's just wonderful. That's horrible news. In my opinion, it is in South Africa right now, and it's also in Europe, as I've seen. There was a man who went to Europe, and he also went to the hospital, and he was tested, and he was found positive. And now, after that, now it is spreading. A lot of people may say, what is the chances of you might die from this virus? The chances, I would probably say 75% for most people. If you're young or if you're old, 75%, most of the people will die from this antivirus. This virus, I'm sure it will be 100% worse than COVID-19, 1,000%. Because, I mean, literally, I've never, like, even back during COVID-19, I mean, dude, I've never seen the news pop up just like that until they finally be like, okay, what is this? Because we know what the virus is. But the antivirus is not just you getting bit by a rat. It's not about a rat, whatever. Because they're talking about the way you could get it is if a rat urinates on you, which sounds very strange, or if the rat bites you, or just whatever. Because the rats, like I said, rats carry a lot of diseases. But apparently, this disease is actually, and I call it a disease because look at this. People are actually getting it from rats, but then next to know, people to people, it transfers. So that's also bad news also. Now, on the other hand, if the person's like, I just got bit by a rat, I'm like, that's exactly what the doctor said. If you got bit by a rat, the chances are you're going to survive, or chances you're just going to just not live this. But the doctor got sick right afterwards, and then they continued to go on that cruise ship, which actually sucks. Alright, so now we're going to pull up the map since we watched a little bit of the video. And I was studying this map in class. I promise you, I didn't even get any work done in my third and fourth class, because third class I did. Fourth and first class I didn't get no work done because I was actually studying the map, because it really is hard to study this map, in which I've actually finally got it. So, let's pull up this map real quick. Alright, antivirus, deadly disease. Let's look at this real quick. So far we know it's in South Africa, which is not good. I feel like I'm a weatherman. I feel like I'm a news person, but I wanted to catch on this as fast as possible. Alrighty, here we go right here. Oh, here we go. Alrighty, so the risk. Alright, so there's many places, as we can see. Do y'all see, let me show Facebook real quick. Do y'all see these, like, dots right here? Back in COVID-19, this is exactly how it started. Alright, antivirus, this is exactly how it may be. YouTube also, this is how COVID-19 first started, and the antivirus could start just like that. So those little dots is where the sickness are developing, and that's how it's basically going to start looking soon. And which, in my opinion, it could be. If a lot of people don't believe that this virus is true, go look it up online. So yeah, I do recommend just go look up online, because at the same time, this is gonna be horrible. Alrighty, so alright, let's see. Back in May. Alright, everyone, listen to this one. Alright, Google's never wrong. Exactly. Alright. I hate how people always say Google's wrong about every single thing. It's wrong about some things, but 95% is always right. Alright, Beacon, since you're in here also, everyone else on Facebook and YouTube, I want everyone to listen to this right now, because this is actually very serious. Alright, so, 1st of April, alright, it's apparently they got onto the ship, right? They got onto the cruise ship. If I see that correctly, something like that, yeah. And 11th of April, alright, April 11th, alright, first passenger dies. The first passenger dies from this. Alright? So you might be like, Elliot, but what about, why is this taking so long? Like, why are we not even talking about this? It's like almost been like super close to a month now since this has been out, basically, because they didn't want to post anything unless if it's actually getting bad, and it is. Alright, so May 1st, May 3rd, ship arrives at Cape Verde, if I'm saying that correctly. Alright, and like I said, 11th of April, first passenger dies. Alright, May 2nd, another passenger dies on ship. Alright, see what I'm talking about? Alright, 24th of April, wife of deceased passenger flown from St. Helena to Johannesburg. So it seems like another one has passed also. Alright. 26th of April, the woman dies in Johnsonsburg. 27th April, 2nd, another man who was sick flown to the hospital. So they took him straight to the hospital. Do you see exactly what happened to him? He went right there to South Africa's hospital, and guess what's happening now? Now it is all through there flowing like crazy. Look at this. South Africa right there, if y'all can see that. And Facebook, South Africa right there. Exactly just like that. Do you see exactly how it is spreading like freaking crazy, dude? And it is, in my opinion, I think it's going to be horrible, in my opinion. I really think it's going to be sad to see something that a lot of people are not going to like, and definitely not going to enjoy on this. There's a lot of people saying, "Oh, I can't wait for like I said, there may not be a lockdown." And like I said, it's just traveling over and over and over and over. But that's what I'm saying. All right, now since we took at the no, welcome in. How you freaking doing? No, since you were just joining, there is a virus that is going on. It is called the antivirus. I'll explain everything real quick. I don't know where you're from, I can't remember, but this virus is traveling everywhere. Alright, so I do recommend you be careful on that. I don't want you to trust me. Trust me on the other hand. This disease, it's horrible. That's all I'm saying. But it is killing a lot of people. On the other hand, this antivirus, it's in South Africa, and I believe in Europe also. So let's check out the But like I said, this antivirus, dude, it's not good whatsoever, dude. You just look up antivirus. You can say it antivirus, and it's just horrible. So it could be something worse than COVID for sure. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at the symptoms. Y'all ready for the symptoms? All right, it's pretty much the same thing as the flu, but kind of different. First of all, it starts as a fever. All right, it starts as a fever. Second, stomach problems. Third, fungi. Third, trouble breathing, dry cough. All right, rapid heartbeat. With the rapid heartbeat, that is not good. That's all I'm gonna say. None of them are good, but the rapid heartbeat, dude, that is not freaking good whatsoever. And now you may not start with a fever. You may start with a stomach problem or a fungi problem first. Trouble with breathing first. Dry coughing. That stuff you may start first. You never know. And also, apparently, it messes with your kidneys also. So, which is not good. So if it affects the heart and if it also affects the kidneys, then that's another problem that's gonna it's just horrible. That's all I'm gonna say. Alrighty. Let me make sure this is right. Making sure this is not old. I'm always checking up with everything, just making sure everything is in 2026. Because I don't want to make sure because like I said, this is not. It's a virus in California. So right now, it is not in America at the moment, in my opinion. And yes, that is my opinion. Yeah, so the sickness, you could get it, you could get the sickness anywhere from a rat. Even in America, you could get the sickness right now. But it does not affect you as how this is going. What I'm talking about is if you're talking about this, where you get it from rats and stuff, if a rat bites you, or if you pick up a rat, or for example, if you're sweeping and a rat's actually urinated there and you breathe it in, you could get it from there also. Or if a rat bites you, it is over. That's it. You got it. But for some reason, this sickness for some reason is traveling to person, and this sickness don't do that. It should not do that whatsoever, but for some reason it is, which is actually very strange to me and to other people because you're supposed to get it just from rats or from animals. That's it. But for some reason, this woman got it, and now it transferred to a doctor to other people and killing them. So this is worse than my state test. Well, on the other hand, a lot of people think this is gonna be. Oh, another thing is that if you have it, you probably won't even know you have that antivirus until 8 weeks later. 5 days. All right. For example, if you go near someone and they probably have it and you catch it, 5 days you may develop a cough, just a random cough. You may think it's allergies, but guess what happens? Guess what happens on this? Eight weeks later, guess what happens? You start to have kidneys, failure probably, heart problems, other sickness types, chills, fever, and all this stuff. 8 freaking weeks. We're talking about 8 freaking weeks, and people are literally saying that this is good. This is okay. It's fine. 8 weeks. Wait, is this on? Yes, it is. It's everywhere. You could look up on YouTube. Just look up on YouTube antivirus. That's all you gotta do. Leave the live. I don't even care. Leave the live. Look up on YouTube antivirus, and it should be right there. Cause I'm just warning everybody. I don't care if I got 0 views. I don't care if I got 100 views. I don't care. I want everyone to know about this because not a lot of people know about this. No one does. Not a lot of people do. My mom didn't know. My dad didn't know. My sister didn't know. My aunt, my uncle now. None of them knew about this. No, no. I'm pretty sure none of them knew about this. It's on the news. So they may not be streaming it right now, but it's all over like videos and other stuff. So which all you gotta look up is antivirus news 2026. All right, just put antivirus news 2026. That's all you gotta do. Alrighty. Alrighty. All right, let's check the news. All right, so far no one has posted in the last 6 hours, which is okay, which is actually good in my opinion. Because when I was at school, dude, okay, I saw you. Okay, yeah, but like I said, when I was in school, dude, they literally posted every 26 minutes, dude, like exactly the same thing. Alrighty, let's see. All right, let's read this if I can read these words because they're big words. All right, already? All right, health officials have said the number of lab confirmed antivirus cases in a deadly outbreak on a cruise ship has risen to 5 and 2 people remain in serious condition as ship sails for the Canary Islands where passengers will be allowed to disembark for the first time since the outbreak started. So means that I believe means that people will be able to leave the ship, in which some people have already gotten off the ship, and therefore it's spreading to countries now, which is not good. I'm not even joking. I was literally Beacon. The funniest thing is, which I actually can't stand this dude, that I was literally playing The Walking Dead, dude. I'm literally playing The Walking Dead. I was literally playing You could check my videos out, and all of a sudden this virus just pops up. I'm like, what the world? Dude, I was like, what? I was like, no freaking way. I was playing The Walking Dead, and then all of a sudden this virus just pops out of nowhere and just begins to go on a killing rampage. It's freaking crazy. I think that is actually very weird. Alright, May 6th. And guess what today is? May 6th. Let's check this and see what this is. Alright, May 6th, 2026. 3 people in need of medical care, including 2 in serious conditions, are vacated from the MV Hoodis, I don't even know how to say these words, and flow to Netherlands by an air ambulance. Do you see exactly what they're doing? Do you see exactly what they're doing? They're letting people off that cruise ship. Now it's going to spread even more to other people. All I'm gonna say, all I'm gonna say, if I find out one day or tomorrow or even in the morning or later on tonight, if I find out that it's in Chicago somewhere, or if it's in Virginia, which is where I am, or if it's in let's see, anywhere in the United States. If it's anywhere in the United States, I'm going to wear a mask. Oh my god, I have freaking mice in my cooked. All right, if you like now further, if you do have mice like anywhere you stay at or even at school, um, I would hate to say just kill it. I hate to say it, but honestly, you might have to. Don't pick up the mice, the mouse, whatever. Don't pick up none of it. Um, now I'm not saying now it is. I'm not saying that if a mouse or a rat or whatever bites you, I'm not saying that you're going to get it automatically. Just be careful because that's how it started. So just be careful. Not all mouses, rats, and all that. So not all of them carry diseases. Not all of them, but it is highly, highly very that they are carrying something. All right, May 4th, 2026, a couple days ago, they said they're not going to dock, and what that means is let everyone go because it is to protect the public's health. You've already destroyed our health at the point. You've already killed us basically at this point. You know why? Because now they're already out. Here, um, I'm trying to see some real quick. Hold on, guys. Let me do some real quick. Let me. Um. Hmm. I need to go get some water. All right, I'm gonna go get some water real quick, but I'll be right back. For anyone who's joining on YouTube and Facebook, we have a new virus that is actually going out right now called the hantavirus. All right, so I'm gonna go get some water, but I'm gonna say it again. The antivirus is actually spreading out to a lot of places, so I do recommend be careful. It's not in America yet. The hantavirus has actually always been here since what 1951 apparently, back through the war where many soldiers actually got and died from it. But apparently this antivirus is actually spreading to people. So if you're near a person, you could get it from them. It started on a cruise ship. You could look it up on Google, YouTube, news. It's all on there. Just look up hantavirus 2026 and it'll pop up there. So I'm gonna go get some water and we'll talk more about it in just a few seconds. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. I just had to get some drink real quick. Alright. Talking about this hantavirus. Alright, so I'm gonna try to call up my friend Josh here. He probably can't call, but that's fine if not. All right, because he knows about it too. So I know more about it because I've been studying all day today and also a couple of days ago before I went live and do this. But this antivirus is actually very deadly. I think it might be worse than COVID, in my opinion, which is not good. So if y'all have any questions about it, y'all just let me know and I'll try my best to answer it. But this antivirus is very, very deadly, in my opinion. That's all I'm gonna say. Let me turn this back on real quick. There, it should work now. Alright. It won't get here. So the plan is about the antivirus. There is 100%. Well, I don't want to say 100% chance. For about 75 chances, yes, it probably will be. But yeah, I've heard that a lot today. People saying that it's not going to get here. There's a chance it will get here, because the fact is, if it's already switching different countries and stuff, that's what happened to COVID. COVID started in China, and the fact is now it's coming here, probably soon, later enough. Oh man. Oh man. All right, let me put these up for a second. All right, let's end Twitch real quick. All right, thank you guys on Twitch. All right, guys. So I'm gonna get off live. If I hear anything else, I'll probably go live again. I'll probably go live later on again. But yeah. There's a chance it could get here. So I won't say it won't get here. Never say that, because people said that same thing about COVID. People said COVID's not gonna get here whatsoever, and guess what happened? It's here, and still is here, and still killing people to this day. All right, guys. Maybe probably about 25 chance on maybe, because I don't know if I hear anything else. But tomorrow we might, if for anything. I'll see y'all guys later. Goodbye Facebook, and goodbye YouTube.